credit you as being probably one of the greatest guitarists of all times.
I keep trying to be. I keep trying to be. I don't know that I am. I just know that I do the best that I can.
The best that you can is absolutely phenomenal. I keep going back to that, but again, it's that sound check was awesome. All right. Let's talk about some of the bad times for just a quick minute. How long were you under the influence, and what exactly made you turn around?
Well, it was over a period of about 25 years that in one form or another I was, drinking or using something. And it got to the point where finally I knew for quite a while that I had a problem with things like that, with drugs and alcohol. But it was also at the same. It was. I knew that I had a problem, but I couldn't stop, and I knew that I couldn't stop. Every time that I had more pressure, seemed to be a good excuse for more, and every time there was less pressure, it was party time. That's the disease telling you that you don't have it. Oh, sure, you can, come on, you can make it, And what happened was I ended up finally, I saw it coming too. I knew it was coming. Finally, I had every kind of breakdown at once that I think a person could have. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, and the whole ball of wax melted. And I woke up on a bus. Well, I had a nervous breakdown and had to go to the hospital first. Got out of there, and we were in a German hospital, and these people, I don't know if it was common in Germany or if it was just this particular hospital, they were butchers, and didn't care what you said when they asked you questions, and thank God I had my bass player Tommy Shannon and a few other people I knew with me to keep me from trying to jump up and run out, because it didn't seem any safer there. That's why I went to the hospital. Then the next day, I woke up on a bus, crying, scared of everything, didn't know why. Didn't know what I was scared of, much less how to deal with it. And that went on for quite some time until it was just obvious that I could not keep going. And went and saw Dr. Victor Bloom in London. He put me in London Clinic, which is a private hospital. I did detox there, and we also checked out my stomach because I was having some struggle problems, possible ulcers, and it was just, come to find out, he said my stomach looked like a 65-year-old man. After I left that hospital, I was in London for 3 or 4 days, I guess, and came back to the States, went in and checked in immediately to a charter Peachford Hospital in Atlanta. I was there for about a month. And what that place did not only is a good place to be away from drugs. You do clean out that way. But it not only got us dried out, all of the people that were in there and that have gone through them before, but it teaches you a set of tools. Well, if you just dry up, you might as well just, all you're doing then is white knuckling it, and just, on your own willpower, it's not going to work. Willpower has nothing to do with this. A lot of people think, why do I need to stop? It's not that easy. It's actually a disease. Alcoholism and addiction is a disease, and it's a disease it's the only disease that I know of that. Part of it is that the disease actually tells you don't have it. It's okay to have one, and one is the one that gets you messed up. All the rest of them don't matter. The first one starts. See, it's not only a mental obsession to use. It's also a physical craving that goes on. It's what it is that your body can no longer break down these things. Alcohol, it no longer breaks it down at the same rate that a normal drinker could. a normal drinker they drink 2 or 3 drinks and feel like they've had enough. What happens in my body, being an alcoholic, is that it doesn't break it down properly, so that the levels of acetone that your body breaks down the last stage don't get broken down, and it causes a craving for more. And of course that starts the obsession. And once you take another one, you have a higher level of acetone that causes a bigger craving. And for me, I was drinking, one drink for me was about 3 or 4 for most people. And if I had 2 or 3 drinks, I felt like I just had, nothing. And it just made me want to start. And it's not a good thing, it's not a good thing to live that way, only on the wagon. Because anything can tip you off, anything can give you your mind a reason to think that it's, I deserve a drink, or after that, who wouldn't want one, And it's that first one, this set of tools help us to realize that we don't have a power over alcohol or drugs. We don't have the show, see, and what happens is these tools teach you how to realize that is the symptom. Actually, the drugs and alcohol are a symptom of the disease. The disease is actually problems that we had beforehand. That's why staying dry is not enough, because the problems that we were stuffing and ignoring are what gets us if we don't treat them.
Let's move on to